Wow, 2 minutes of that? I just talked for 2 minutes right now? What the
Damn,
hell?
crazy.
Time flies. Can I get ice in my water? I'm
Yeah.
being a little diva.
I didn't even think it was possible for girls to cheat.
Right?
Like, we gotta seriously.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Have you seen the reel that the
I think
basement
I
posted?
never belong, never belong, never diamond.
It not do not need a number, I said shake that thing, right, shake that, na. 3, 2, 1, and we're back.
And we're back.
Here at the Cozy Show in the Cozy Corner with my co-host
Chris Mariskow.
and your fellow co-host, Hyman Ellis.
Yep.
Here in the updated news
In the
world,
best
huh?
goddamn corner in this goddamn country.
You're damn right. A lot to... Real quick, we were talking about something right now that I would like to explore touch on.
We're going straight into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
And then we'll go to the next bigger news.
Okay.
We were saying how it's crazy. It's like Coke. It's like the older you get, the more you see it around.
I was thinking that last night.
What?
I was like, there's like a lot of, like growing up, Coke seemed like the crazy shit. Like
Yeah.
nobody does that, you know? But then I was thinking now, I was like, I can name like 5 people that I know personally who have done, you know? Like,
And think of, honestly, if we moved to any major city,
yeah.
just imagine. And like the kind of people we are with I feel like the friend group we'd have,
Yeah.
we'd see a lot more of like Coke.
You
know what I'm
think?
saying? Yeah. Not like saying our immediate friend group.
Yeah.
I'm saying like
but
our
you'd-
environment that
you'd
we'd go
see
to
it.
like functions and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
for
Like,
sure.
I think we'd see it so much, but we're we're pretty relaxed here in the M town.
Anyways, it's kind of like Coke.
Yeah, so we're saying like infidelity in general, but kind of specifically, this was my thesis in college.
My treatise.
Focus
This is my 60-page treatise.
yeah, the infidelity levels in the United States with a subtitle of specifically woman.
Yeah.
No, we were just saying like growing up, I didn't even imagine that a woman can cheat.
Yeah.
Like that even crossed my mind.
Yeah, you only think of men cheating.
Yeah, especially like certain things, and it's like you just see that, right? So now that I've gone older and like have heard and seen some things, I was just like, holy hell! Like that's a possibility, you know? I'm sure. Actually, there's no statistical proof of this, but I'm sure it's like a little less than men, for sure. But it happens, and like
Let's look it up.
yeah, good.
How do you know if it's accurate though?
Yeah,
Whoa,
I mean,
whoa.
just anything you see,
Man
just double it.
versus
you know, I had to double it.
women. There's a notorious Millie Ponch song called "Women Lie, Men Lie."
Oh,
And it's about this very thing, you know. We're
Women
both just
lie.
playing a game.
Do the same damn thing.
Women lie, men lie, women.
Womanizer.
Cheating percentage. Okay. Men are more prone to cheat than women. However, according to research, 13% of married women and 20% of married men have admitted to being unfaithful. This is about marriages. 23% of men and 20% of women, so it's close.
Probably not gonna do every relationship or
Who
relationship.
cheats more, men or women? Men are more likely to cheat than women, with 20% of men and 13% of women. God damn it.
So it's probably like 40% and 26%.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know. It's,
Like,
it's
that's
probably way
probably double,
underreported.
No one's gonna say
Um,
I cheated.
And then this is the recommended search. Who cheats more, male or female in India? It's got to be male, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same statistic, actually. Well, 55% of married Indians have been unfaithful to their partner.
55%.
At least once.
Jeez, maybe it's culture.
And out of them, 56 were women.
Oh.
So.
Maybe because they don't want to be in the marriages. I don't know. I'm just guessing, brother.
That's from Herzendagi.
I was
don't know
like
what that
looking
means.
up because I was at work, right? So I have like sometimes I'll just research and shit.
Sorry, real quick. How does
What?
being cheated on affect a man? Men may also experience feelings of rejection, inadequacy, and a loss of self-esteem. Some men may even feel guilty or responsible for the parents' infidelity. Oh, wow.
Parents?
Infidelity.
Oh, you really?
They may wonder if they weren't fulfilling their parents' needs, especially physically, or if they contributed to their partner's decision to cheat.
You know, like as a person, as a child of infidelity, I guess. Not like I was.
Wow.
Not I was like. I'm not the mistress kid.
Yeah.
But I've never thought like that. I never been
Like,
like,
was
oh my
this
god,
my
it's my
fault?
fault. You have something in your teeth right there.
Really?
by the way. Yeah, in the middle. What were you eating? Oh no. Oh, it's still there. Anyways, they won't see it. The camera won't get it. I'm just staring at it. Oh, it's going to the bottom. One more time. Yeah.
So there?
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's fine. I never thought like, oh my god, this is my fault. What about you?
Well, I didn't grow up in an infidelity
No.
that I know of.
Well, okay. What about when the divorce? Same with the divorce. I wasn't like, oh my god.
I
no.
think I think I did take not a lot of the responsibility, but I think in general, like when things go wrong in my family, I do take the responsibility for some reason. Like with my parents, I think I always would feel like I should have talked to them or something, or I should have tried to convince them to like stay or like to try to
Really?
work it out and stuff. Yeah, like as a kid, like I don't understand why, you know. And then same with just like siblings, like whenever they're going through something, it's like I always want to like control situations.
Yeah.
So I think it just comes from like wanting to control shit because a lot of things felt like out of control. So I always blame myself, and I'm like, I should have like said this, or I should have done this, or I should have tried to do this with this person, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
But it's like, what are you gonna do? You know?
What are you gonna do, huh?
Yeah.
I was something that reminded me because it was on like the India thing. I was like researching at work. I think I was looking up like articles.
Mm.
I think I was looking up like 10 like not worst places like to live or anything, but more like 10 places in need, like top 10 countries like in need. It's still there, bro.
God.
And the reason I was thinking of that was sometimes they do, what's it called? They do it's something murder, like where they kill like the girlfriend or wife if they've been like
If they've
like,
cheated?
yeah, if they cheated or if they're like
Wow.
been unfaithful, and it's like it's fine, and there's like a few
Oh, it's like
thousand.
not against the law?
Yeah, there's like a few thousand in the world. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's so terrifying.
That's gnarly, man. Damn.
But it's
cheating
crazy. I
has
was
a
looking at
fucking-
like the top 10 articles. Some of the ones I remember was like I think Afghanistan was one, Congo, I think Yemen, and definitely a lot more. But
Yeah.
it was just like the scenarios are so crazy, like the refugees and everything, like hundreds of thousands of refugees of like just each place, and like what is it, food scarcity?
Mhm.
And there's a term for it when it's like you're
Famine?
I guess that would work too.
Nutrient deficient?
No, it's like maybe it is food scarcity. It's like when you don't have a meal, like meals.
Starvation?
Yeah.
Food shortage?
Sure.
I had my biology teacher in college,
Mm-hmm.
professor. I remember he said he traveled hella different places, like all over the world. And he said, if there's a hell, it's India.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. He said, I don't, you know, that's his words, not mine. But
Yeah.
he said, like, it was really, really, really sad. At least the place that he said he was just like, he was walking down the street and people are like in the street, like grabbing at his legs and like just trying to like, please, 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 like help, you know?
I think you've told me that before.
And he said it was like really,
off
really
record.
sad. I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
I've heard a lot of like India slander in the internet.
I know, I'm not
recently.
trying to slander, but
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
just,
I'm
this is
sure.
just what I heard.
I think
from
it's the fact
one
that it's just
person.
big population probably, and
I think it's a like super densely populated for the size of it. You know, I think it's still pretty big.
I think it's
area,
one of the
but
most popular places in the world. You know,
populated.
populated. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
I think that in like China, right?
Yeah, I think those are like one of
Yeah.
the top dogs, which is crazy to imagine.
I think I'd seen these memes. I don't know how true it is, but I'd seen memes on Instagram about in Japan, I think the population is like declining like crazy
Oh, I've heard.
because people aren't having children, obviously, and I guess they're starting to like potentially like create some kind of incentive for
Mhm.
people to like travel to Japan and like
Yeah, I
have
think I've seen
babies
that
there.
too.
And I was like, what the
I didn't
hell?
read on that.
I
They
didn't
showed
look
the
too into
headline.
it, but that's
Yeah, I've heard
pretty
that there
gnarly,
has a
you know?
there's definitely a decline. I heard that their like work life is crazy.
I can fucking feel this thing in my teeth and it's driving me crazy.
You want to take a break and just go pick it? Oh, you might have got it. I think it's gone.
Really?
Yeah, I think
You're
so.
lying.
It might be in there. I think you got the big part though that was like visible. like what is like the
whatever.
Japanese like businessman work environment where they're working like 14-hour shifts, and you just see
They
them always
are?
like you're always just seeing pictures of like people like sleeping on the trains but with like suits and shit like that because
Oh.
they're just like destroyed. I think the work culture is like awful in Japan.
I remember Lindsay sent me this TikTok like a long time ago, and it was like the side of Japan you guys don't see, and it was like the party culture in Japan.
They're,
and
like,
it was like
drunk.
insane, like people just throwing up on the street, and like cops like coming and having to like take people away because they're just like knocked out on the street. and
Yeah, I
shit.
saw like a whole, I think it was like a video or photography series on that, and they're all just like passed out every like in the street, just everywhere.
Yeah.
You're just seeing like girls and guys, and I think that like
It's not really.
the big part is that they're like really miserable and like they just like
Oh.
want to drink.
That's their outlet.
Yeah, and,
Damn.
like that's why they go so hard. Like that's awful.
What would you do? First, how would you feel if Taylor cheated on you?
Okay, I think I would first kill you, and then
Me?
Kidding. Yeah, no, I mean, I would. Dude, it would. I think it'd be like.
Do you think you'd go to like a vengeful place and be like, I'm gonna fuck all these girls that you fucking always wondered about?
I really don't know. I hope not. I mean, I just can't even. There's so many ways I would go about it. Let me tell you what way I'd hope it goes.
Okay.
I hope
She's begging for you back.
I want to take it back for sure.
Really?
No,
Damn.
it'd be hard. Cause
You
know,
would or you wouldn't?
Wouldn't.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think it would be like I would hope that like okay, how am I finding out? Don't make it so bad. Be serious.
You could tell she's been acting different.
Okay.
You can tell her friends are acting different
Interesting.
when you guys are together. And after several weeks of you questioning things,
Okay.
she says, we need to talk.
Ah.
And she sits you down.
Cool.
I'm trying to improv a scenario.
All right. Go for
Um,
She's like this.
Okay, it's going to take a turn for the worst.
Okay.
She goes to the club without you. Okay.
Cool.
Your favorite place to be.
Yeah. Not the first time.
And, drinks were had. Dances were danced. The night comes to an end, inevitably at 1:30.
Okay.
They stumble out. There's talks of hitting the taco trucks by the railroad tracks.
Nice. Cool.
And the torta took about 30 minutes too long. She got impatient. She was getting real drunk and stumbly.
Jesus. That's questionable.
A peer that migrated his way into the circle
That night.
in the club
Okay. So unknown.
says, hey, why don't we get you home? She
Okay.
says yes. She still has her wits about her.
Okay. She's pretty cognitive.
And he's handsome. He's got a full beard,
Fuck.
no patches,
How
no
tall?
dandruff. And
How tall?
5'11".
All right.
And it
that's
sucks because he's not like super tall, but he's taller than you for sure. And it's just insulting. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like you'd rather just be like a 6'3"er.
good. Yeah. Just go up there.
And she falls into temptation in the backseat of his car.
Okay. And how far do they go?
All
run?
the way, but once it's inserted after about 10
Jesus
pumps,
Christ, okay, legs there. This is my woman you're talking
once
about?
he's railed her for like 2.5 minutes, she feels so bad and she's like, we can't do
Okay,
this.
yeah. Which I would hope at
So
least.
neither of them finished.
I feel like at least if you're gonna cheat on me, feel guilty. You
Yeah, don't
know?
enjoy it.
Yeah. Like
Be burdened by the guilt. You can't even enjoy
Yeah,
it.
don't even-
None
nah.
of it was worth it.
none
you
of it
know?
was worth it. That'd be like the best karma,
Yeah.
Like start thinking
Yeah.
about it halfway. Like, nah, we shouldn't do this.
And then she comes to you, and then you just like tear her apart. And then for the next like year and a half, she's just destroyed by the guilt. Still, it's the guilt that keeps on guilting, if you will.
What are you talking about? They're gonna ask you a question, bitch. Why are you playing the
Anyway, so
scenario?
how are you reacting?
Okay. Yeah. So with that scenario in mind, okay, I would hope that I would like immediately either like distance myself. Like, I can't even talk about this right now because like I don't know how hard. This is heavy, because I can't even imagine. Like, I can't even imagine getting broken up with, let alone cheated on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I haven't been through either of those. And maybe I should. Maybe it's a humbling
Yeah.
experience.
Well, not that
I
you
need.
know of, but
Huh?
not that you know of.
You know.
Yep.
You know what they say?
Maybe
There's
so
only
sure.
2 things you die with: your body and your secrets.
And you know what they say? It'll never be your enemies. It'll be your friends.
Okay.
So
I don't know if that makes sense in this scenario.
I was trying to say that she cheated on you with me.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. So then you cheated on Lindsay with her.
No. We're talking about past. We're talking about bygones.
So
We were always cuffed at the same time.
yeah,
Anyways.
true. So, or I think I would, if I was like calm enough, and I'm not saying calm as in anger, which there probably would be, but like calm and sadness too,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get as many like questions answered right away. And then like why? And like a little self-torture there, some
Did you
maybe some
enjoy it?
questions that I shouldn't be asking. Yeah, like did you enjoy
you have
it?
a
How
big
was
dick?
it? Yeah, okay, whatever. And then I definitely deserve like a second round of questions in like a week. Where I could
Oh.
really be like, okay, why? Again.
How pissed
then,
would you
like-
be if she was like not being honest?
I
Just,
would be
like,
more
dancing
pissed if
around
she was
it?
being like, I don't know, or
Yeah.
it was just whatever. Like no, like give me, like I need you to dive deep in yourself.
Why do you want that self-torture though?
I don't know. That's just human
'Cause I
nature.
feel like you're
feel
like that in situations.
Yeah, like
I've
I don't.
seen
I
it
think it's
from
just
you.
some of it, like just that kind of like.
Masochistic side.
I don't know. It just kind of like. I mean, I gotta dive deep, I guess, inside.
Or is it like, I want a reason to be upset at you? I want a reason to feel valid in being upset at you.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's like part of it, I guess.
You think? I'm just
Yeah,
spitballing.
maybe like I don't know, because I do ask some questions where I'm like, I shouldn't even be like asking or wanting to know this stuff, like
Yeah.
about like past or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's not good. Like it's not gonna make me feel better, but I still want to know, like why? Why am I doing that? Like why can't I just be like whatever?
I will say there's a part of me that like, there's just a very small part that does want to know because
Yeah.
it's just the curiousness of it all. But
I think
it's,
I'm very
like,
curious
Once I
too,
do
yeah.
know, I know that it's just gonna be stuck in my fucking head. So I'm very much like,
Whatever.
don't ask, don't tell. Like I just don't want to fucking know because I just don't wanna have that.
Now for the other reaction,
Thank God, being friends for a year before the relationship, you definitely get to
you
know some shit.
definitely know
So
whether you like it or not.
that's a tough one, but
I would say the other reaction, which I would hope not, would be like extreme like anger or something like that. I mean I just can't. I've never been like to the point of like so angry where I'm like harmful or like
yeah.
even if I was yelling, like I've never been that angry. I'm like,
I can't even imagine you
Yeah,
yelling,
like, I think-
actually yelling.
I think I would get like the angriest I'd get was like talking, kind of like really,
Are you serious?
and then like maybe a few bouts of like, what do you mean? Like
Yeah.
really loud and be like
Yeah.
this, and then go back to like talking firmly.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine like consistent yelling and like throwing shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would immediately, like whenever that was over, I would immediately just be like, I would just be so lost because
You don't know what to fucking
it's
feel.
like it's you T-bone someone, you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
You kind of did it. Maybe you expect it. You see it. You get T-boned. Does that out of nowhere?
You're blindsided.
Blindsided. The blind side. Sandra Bullock. But yeah, I just
He did get T-boned in that. That's crazy.
did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I did.
In the movie.
But I think like just the unpreparedness of it all and the betrayal, it would just be so like, it'd be just such a new trauma, that you've just never experienced.
I think,
So you, same scenario, same exact thing.
yeah, for me.
Except for
like,
she didn't drink at all, so she was fully aware.
she chose.
Yeah, and he was shorter.
Oh my God. She does like short guys, so fuck.
Yeah, and ugly ones. So he was uglier.
I know that is crazy. She does say that literally.
She's like, I
I
like
just like
short,
really unconventionally.
ugly.
I know. I'm like, huh.
I don't like when they're handsome and
That's
like
crazy.
charismatic. I like when they're shy boy. Like
You know what she said? That's so funny. She was
Oh.
like, she's like, it's so crazy because my whole life I've worried.
I'm worried about dating someone handsome, but thank God I don't have to anymore.
No, she's like, I just, I'd wonder sometimes, like, am I skinny enough or whatever? And she's like, it's crazy because with you, for the first time in my life, I've asked myself, am I big enough for him?
Oh, because you
Because
like
she
big
knows I
girls.
like thick women.
Yeah. You like them big.
I
You
like 'em
chunky.
chunky. Yeah.
That's funny. That's good. Well, that's a good concern.
But I think like a lot of people, I think deep inside me is insecurity, you know? I talk about that in therapy and stuff, and she explains that like relationships bring out that insecure side of you, you know? And so yeah, I think it would really just hit me there, you know? 'Cause it's like you have these insecurities, and then to actually have that like come true,
Yeah.
you know, like, because even at, like, I don't think I'm never like worried that she would cheat on me, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe I think deep down I'm worried, like, am I enough? Or like,
Yeah, yeah,
am I
definitely,
cool
definitely.
enough? Am I funny enough? Am I handsome
Like,
enough?
am I
Whatever.
making you happy enough?
Exactly. That type of thing. And so, like, even though I'm not specifically worried you're going to cheat, if you did, it's like it would still hit that spot.
And it would just
because it's
confirm-
like, oh, I'm not enough because she did cheat.
Yeah, it would
you know?
falsely confirm all your like worries.
Exactly. You know? And then bam, the fucking cycle perpetuates even stronger.
Can you even imagine your next relationship after getting cheated on? Like how much
Oh my
you
god.
had to heal before getting on to the next one, or if not, how much on guard you'd be the second time?
I think that's what makes like very insecure, like aggressive wife beater kind of men, you know? Like I don't want to
Someone?
name any names, but you know,
Yeah,
we know
what,
several.
What do you mean?
I'm
What?
thinking of a party that we went to in 2019
Jeez.
in December, I think.
Give me some context here.
And
Apparently, not enough that anyone would know.
maybe the host of the party, it was at her house, and maybe the guy that she's kind of been seeing off and on, and he's really toxic, and none of her friends like him, shows up, and they start kind of getting in like screaming matches, and then
Just say
the other friends there are screaming at him, and
yeah.
we're kind of debating if we have to fight, but you're nowhere to be seen. You're off in a bedroom, not with anyone, by yourself, but
Okay, I was thinking
because you didn't want to deal with it.
I was thinking another situation. Let's take it back to maybe we were outside and there was
It's fun.
and there was a gravel involved.
That is not at all what I was thinking of, but a good example.
Wow, you even got it with just the gravel?
Maybe somebody might have smacked the car
Yeah.
as it was driving away, and
Maybe I thought I had to beat someone's ass,
and
but
for some reason you're pulling up with 3 of your friends because you're scared to go talk to a woman,
yeah,
and
not us scared, them scared.
yeah, and
And maybe we were hoping it was de-escalating, and all the people we were with started e-escalating.
And it's crazy because before this pod, you're telling me how bad you want to get in a fight, but then in that situation, you were fucking
Terrified.
30 feet away, terrified.
My legs were shaking and making the boy noises. Yeah.
Literally.
Okay, what was the other example? I was in a bed.
You were in a bedroom because you didn't want to be involved, but it was like in the hallway upstairs, right outside, and I was kind of close. I didn't want to get into it, but I was there in case something happened.
This was pre-training Chris.
Because maybe somebody who was yelling at this man was somebody that I was interested in at the time. You remember now? God damn it.
Can you say the name?
It was fucking yelling at or like situationship.
I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
3 bleeps, by the way, Jaime, so make sure you bleep 3 of those.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, never mind.
I
It's
was
all
in the
good.
bed like...
But basically, he was just an insecure guy, and yeah, it was just messy every time they were together. They were just, and then I remember like being told that he was cheated on multiple times in his past, and it's like it makes sense. That's why you get
Yeah.
like controlling and fucking.
It does seem hard to recover both sides. Like, if a guy got cheated on, a girl got cheated. Like, the next relationship just seems like... that's so... it's just a traumatic experience.
Yeah, it's bad for everyone.
Yeah.
I feel like guys definitely would deal with it worse than women, because I think guys just internalize it, and they don't like to talk about shit, and they just try to act tough, and they probably try to mask it by going out and trying to like fuck someone else or something.
Yeah.
But I think women would probably just like actually deal with it, like grieve and like talk to their girlies.
I think they would for sure talk about it more. I think that's the only like benefit that they for sure vent about it to people.
Yeah.
And I think guys would too, like someone like people who have like 2 friends, like really good guy friends.
Yeah.
That's all you really need to like vent to this. But I think there's definitely some guys out there who don't really like have that, and they're like they would internalize it to be like super aggressive. I think guys would be more aggressive, and girls would just be more maybe like spiteful in the future. I don't know, like just very. I think they would like. I think it's interesting because I feel like either gender they have the same characteristics after the fact. Like they're probably both very controlling, both very suspicious, both like very investigative. Like I feel like they handle it kind of the same. You would think, you know?
Yeah. I think
right?
women.
Like, you don't see like a big disparity. You don't think?
I feel like women are just so much better at like investigating. You know, like they just find out everything. But
I think just word gets around with them because they could. They just have ears everywhere.
Have you ever been in a situation where, say, you're at like, you know, you're around like people in different friend groups and they're kind of meshing together, and have you ever been in a situation where you know that like someone's boyfriend there has been cheated on, but he doesn't know it, but you do, and like other people do as well?
Yeah, I mean.
I swear to God, I wasn't saying anything specific, but I could tell by your smile you're thinking of something specific.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of a few, I think, scenarios. I'm not going to name it, no.
Was that even me?
No.
Imagine you knew I was cheating. You know fucking something? Do you know something? Get out.
I've been in that situation before, and it's like...
Weird.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's like, what do you do?
You don't.
I feel like the best thing to do in a situation where you're going to burn every single bridge you have. But if you tell the guy, like, hey, man, you know?
Yeah. Hey, girly. Hey, Manny.
Because it's like if it was me, bro, like, you know how stupid you would feel after? It's awful.
That's the thing is, like, stuff like that. Like, you just feel like the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
Like, you are the joke.
It's like a joke you're not in.
Yeah, it's a joke you can't hear.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just stupid. Like, it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing to your partner. I mean, like, even not cheating, but just certain things. It's like you got to make sure your partner's not, like, embarrassed. Being embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know? Real quick. Sorry. When we were talking about, like, the India thing and then the whole, like, rape thing and all that stuff and the people. I wanted to talk about, like, the culture of that because I think one of the bigger ones that stuff kind of was happening to was, like, the Middle Eastern and, like, I was in a relationship with the Middle Eastern woman,
yeah.
you know? And, like, I don't know if we talked about this pod. I'm sure we have. But just the culture of that is just so crazy sometimes. Like, the culture of, like, misogyny and all that shit. And, like, just, like, reputation. Remember I always talk to you about it. Like, they, like, a lot of those, like, kind of families are, like, big on reputation. Like, you can't do this. Like, you can't. Like a daughter can't be known that like she's been with a boy or a different boy or multiple boys because it'll ruin like the reputation of the family and everyone will know and everyone get find out. You know, it's just like
not just hurt the family.
It feels like fucking Mulan. You know,
That's
like
nuts.
what is this 1700s?
Yeah.
And when I was reading up on like the articles, like it was bringing that a lot. How it was just like with like poverty and everything. Like the man sometimes leaves because they're just like embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like they can't provide for the family because
wow.
everyone's poor. Like everything's poor. They can't get a job, so they just leave.
No.
Or like the woman is blamed too because it's like they're like they can't provide and they can't help either. You know, and it's just like all about reputation. And then like it's crazy because sometimes they'll like give their daughters away. Like sell them, like not sell them. Sorry, like marry them into another family, and okay,
that can like.
It was interesting because it's like like they're young, right, 15 or something like that, and like clearly that's pretty wrong. Like for like if it's like a 15, probably to like a 20-year-old or something. But yeah, that article was saying like sometimes the parents do it out of like we can't even afford to take care of you, but like if we marry you into this like family that's even just a little bit wealthier, like. One, that's one less mouth to feed. Jeez. But two, like, it'll give you a better chance. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
Like, That is a crazy side to it, you know?
It gets deep in a family, Crody. This article, man. Damn.
It was a good article.
I remember, I think I've heard of like multiple. I've had one friend specifically who was Indian, and he had like confided in me some years ago.
Okay, say his name.
That his parents wanted to like arrange his marriage, and they wanted to arrange his marriage with like one of his cousins. And he was like really embarrassed by it when he was telling me. And he was like, it's just like, I'm so uncomfortable, man. And like, I don't know how to like, you know, what do I say? Like, I feel like I can't do anything. Cause
also, like, it was
just how
current.
it goes. Like, you get arranged marriages, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and if you don't, like, you're probably
yeah.
the reputation again and like dishonoring your family and being like against the culture. Like, what do you mean you're gonna say no?
Yeah, you don't really say no, I don't think, you know?
Both
Doesn't really
sides
fly
are just
like that.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen a couple. I know a case of an arranged marriage when they were cousins and like younger.
Yeah.
And it's just like were you guys even in love? Like, were they even in love?
Yeah.
You know, like you guys are just doing the thing, having kids and whatever, and like that's that. Like, I can't even imagine.
I feel like I don't know enough like Indian people to know, but I remember learning in college, like in one of my classes, I think it was a lifespan development class, and they talked about like the arranged marriage thing. And I remember my professor was like, I know like a lot of people who have been in arranged marriages, and they all say like it works out and that they're like pretty happy. And I'm like, it's interesting because I just would not like, like in theory, it just seems like it wouldn't work because it's like in our culture, like you date,
you
kiss all the frogs until you get to your princess.
You make that up? You make that up?
No, that's like a fairy tale. You know
Yeah, but you make that saying up.
You gotta kiss a bunch of. No, that's like a white saying at least.
Oh, okay.
Like you gotta kiss a lot of frogs until you meet your prince.
Yeah.
But I changed it to say princess.
Cool, nice.
But it's like you date people.
Yeah.
To see what you like and don't like, and then you learn.
Isn't it crazy that we had the opportunity to date and marry whoever we want, and then there's still people who choose wrongly? Like, it's not their fault. Oh, it is there's some accountability.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy how like fucked up things could be. Where it's like you had the golden opportunity, like you don't have to stay with anyone until you are ready, and still you'll see like unhappy marriages and like divorce and cheating on stuff. It's like, wow.
I feel like people just settle, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like they settle, and I feel like people
change.
Tend to like, oh yeah. And I think they tend to try to like think a relationship can like fix them, or they feel like validation through the relationship, or like that's where their happiness comes from, you know? And then so once it turns to shit, like that's still all they have, you know? And then it's just
like nothing.
Some toxic like cycle that they're stuck in, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of I'm trying to make a connection to my next story. Speaking of toxic waste,
okay.
My mom was telling me this story today.
Okay, let's hear it. I haven't heard it, but I just know it's going to be something ridiculous.
So my mom and my sister were in Spain and Portugal for like 2 or 3 weeks. It was a long ass time.
Jeez.
I know.
Did they invite you?
Home alone forever. They did, yeah, but I just didn't have the money. It was pretty much the main thing.
And it was bad timing with your work.
Yeah, definitely. I got hired, so. But yeah, they were gone for a while, right? And then I just saw my mom for the first time today since then. Went and visited her before the pod, and she was like telling me all about the trip, and she started telling me this story. And because both my sister and my mom said that most of the people in Spain were so fucking rude. Like the locals are just like super fucking rude to, I'm sure probably just tourists. I don't know. Maybe it is to their own kind, but I think just to the tourists especially. They said in Portugal they're nice. But yeah, my mom was just like, they're so fucking rude, dude. And she was like, they were on, which part of me is like, I can't blame you, you know? All these like tourists all the time don't speak your language, and you know.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one thing. It's just the fact that you're like a tourist, and then it's, I don't know. But it's like, it's your industry at the same time, you know? So it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to speak on it.
Yeah, it's too deep.
Yeah.
It's deeper than rap.
They were on the train, right? I guess they have bullet trains over there that go like 200 miles an hour. So my mom and sister were on a bullet train.
Did they see Brad Pitt?
And Peaches.
Peaches?
Was his name Peaches?
I think it's like orange and tangerine.
Okay. But, okay, so they're sitting on the bullet train, right? And they're sitting next to each other. So my sister, I guess, like me and you right now, she's fidgeting with one of her legs. And I think just bouncing it up and down, like, quickly, you know, on the toes. And I guess the lady sitting behind her started talking to her, like, in Spanish, like, said a bunch of stuff. And then I guess my sister was like, I don't know what you're saying, you know? And then in perfect English, I guess she was like, oh, like, I'm trying to work back here, and you're jiggling my whole workstation. And she's like, can you sit still? Basically. And I guess, like, in a really rude way said that. And then my mom got, like, so pissed. Because my mom, dude, like, my mom does not take shit like that. She gets so pissed so easily. And she will make it, like, known to everybody around that she's pissed. And it's so uncomfortable. I fucking hate it. I would have literally, like, broken the window with my head and then jumped out if I was in the situation. Yeah. So, yeah, the lady says that.
You told the train conductor there's a bomb just to get everyone out.
Literally. And my sister's, like, really not confrontational, so I'm sure she didn't say anything. But my mom immediately was, like, pissed and started kind of, like, making a scene a little bit.
So she's like, your mom?
So she's like, she basically starts, like, speaking her mind very loudly. And she was like, no, like, fuck that. We're standing up right now. We're going to switch seats. If she's so upset about it, we'll switch seats. Like, something along those lines.
Switch seats with each other?
Yeah, they literally just went.
Erica
They stayed in the same seats, but my mom.
Yeah, Erica and your mom.
My mom went to Erica's seat, and Erica went to my mom's seat. Which, like, kind of big statement, you know?
Yeah, but why? Just so, like, in the hopes of...
Well, I think just to show the woman how mad my mom was. Yeah. You know?
But also in a sense of, like, now she could shake her feet and it shouldn't affect it as much. Maybe.
I think that, and then maybe, like, oh, if this lady wants to talk shit, let her talk shit to me. Because I'll fucking talk shit back. You know? Kind of thing. Again, so glad I wasn't there.
Cool.
And so she's like, fuck that, we'll switch seats. And my mom stands up to switch seats. And when she stands up, she's like... rips ass on accident.
I thought she did it. I thought she blew
didn't make the
raspberries.
noise. She farted loud. She's like, it was so fucking loud. She's like, it was so embarrassing. She's trying to make a statement and, like,
she
act
sold
all
her pants
tough and shit. And she stood up and farted, like, so fucking loud. And then immediately, I guess her instinct, because she was ranting, right? Stands up, farts, and her instinct was to say, and yeah, I meant to do that. And then they switched seats.
I know, she got so red.
And then they sat down, and she said it smelled really bad. She's like, it was loud, and it fucking smelled so bad.
Oh, my God. That's great.
Oh, my God. I'm like, no fucking way you let that happen.
And
I was like, what are the chances the lady heard? She's like, 100%. She's like, it was so loud.
At least she kind of maybe played it off.
What, that she meant to do it and crop dusted her?
Like, yeah, like, fuck. This is what I think about your statement.
She's really staining the image of Americans, though, you know? Like, that you get so upset in an argument that you crop dust the person, you know?
Well, she crop dusted herself, so that didn't help. She actually worse, because she farted right where her head was going to be when she sat down. Yeah. So it's just right there punching her.
She farted where Erica was going to sit down, I think. so it's like, she almost punished her for getting already punished by the lady.
She got Mike Tyson 1-2 punched.
And she said she was so fucking embarrassed the rest of the train ride. And, like, literally was just so embarrassed.
Did she say anything about it?
The lady? Or
Erica?
No, she actually didn't tell me that story, but...
Did she say, like, she was laughing about it later?
She said they're fucking dying. Like, the whole rest of the train ride, they're just trying not to laugh. And they traveled with, like, my mom's, like, friend and her family. And they were, like, sitting, like, I think across the aisle and, like, up a few seats and, you know, scattered about. And she, like, texted the whole scenario to, like, her friend. And then she hears her friend just, like, start dying laughing, like, loud. And then the daughters start, like, dying laughing. And then the husband, like, It was just like everybody was fucking dying.
That's
dude.
great, dude. I would love to be there.
I thought the same thing when she made the fart noise telling me the story. I was like, I thought she like blew a raspberry,
Yeah.
like
Like a childish.
yeah, and then she actually fucking ripped
That's
ass on
great,
accident.
man.
Can you believe it?
I can't wait till we like. I need to be with your mom more.
She's fun, but in those situations,
I mean, I would hate that,
I
but I-
get so like
You know.
secondhand embarrassment just of like the making a scene.
Good
you
on
know?
her for sticking up to her daughter, though. You know. Because I mean, if you're gonna
True.
ask, you could ask nicely. And you're on a train, for God's sakes. Like, it's not gonna be still.
Yeah, my mom was like, it was the fucking pettiest comment because like we're on a fucking train and a bullet train at that.
Yeah, 200 miles an hour.
And she was like, it was so bumpy already. Like, there's no way your fucking shit's not already jiggling, you know? So I think the lady was just like, had to stick up her ass and,
Yeah.
you know, wanted to ruin someone's
Say
day.
something.
Yeah.
What are
But-
you doing if someone tells you that? Rudely, very rudely. You're a tourist, but I don't know.
Honestly, I'd probably just be like, sorry. But then after the fact, I'd be pissed at myself for not, like, standing up for myself.
Yeah.
Because I think I'd start to, like, I'd overanalyze the issue over the train ride. And I'd be like, this fucking train is so bumpy, there's no way.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
start piecing everything together.
But then it's too late
then
at
you
that
can talk
point,
about it on the
you know?
podcast, being like, "Oh my god, I should have," and then
But there is the option, I mean, if you're on the train to, like, you know, reopen the conversation and be like, honestly, man, fuck you.
yeah, actually,
you know?
I just thought about it. When was the last time you guys went? Actually, man, I just thought about it. Jesus,
Dude, you have to fucking see. You have to see Long Legs, the movie. Holy shit.
I told Taylor, I was like, let's watch it. She didn't want to. I was
fucking
like,
good. She won't watch it?
She just didn't want to watch a scary movie.
Come on,
I know,
dude.
grow something.
She watches them with us all the time.
I know, but I guess it's just like in the theaters and like we're
The
not.
theater is a whole new level, but dude, it's so good.
A whole never level. Have you seen that video?
It sounds so
It's
familiar.
Key and Peele, and I think it's what is it, Key? The
I don't
Key and Peele?
Key is the taller,
Yeah,
skinnier one.
But it's Key, right?
Yeah. Michael Key?
Michael Key? Michael Keaton?
Michael Keith?
Batman? Michael Keith? Michael Musumeci? Oh, Mikey.
All these Mikeys.
All these Mikeys, huh?
Sorry. Anyways.
We haven't done that. Don't smell it.
I had to see, but it didn't.
Anyways, that fucking threw off the whole trajectory of my goddamn brain composition. What was I saying?
Key and Peele.
He was interviewing The Rock and this other guy.
Uh-huh.
And he was interviewing from like Gridiron Gang, I think it's called, or another movie. And he's like playing like a sketch, like a character, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think they knew. And he kept saying that phrase like as he was interviewing. No. No. And it's just hilarious. Have you heard that before? Because you're
No,
finishing it.
Sounds really, yeah, it sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it. I don't
It's
know.
a
Probably
good
heard
skit.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Should we
Well,
talk
Trump
about?
got assassinated.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
attempted.
that.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah. We can't say anything.
So, where were you? Do you remember where you were, what you were doing when you saw the news?
When was this? Do you know what day?
Saturday.
And it was like I think it happened dummy in the morning, right?
I got the news in the afternoon.
Actually, maybe not then. Yeah. I don't really remember honestly. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe
I was laying on my bedroom floor.
Saturday. You sure? I would have been at
Yeah.
work.
Because I went on my 6 mile long run on Saturday.
It was not Saturday.
And then I was stretching in my room. It was. Yeah. I was stretching in my room and I was so tired and I just laid there. And then I went to look at my phone. I was like, no fucking way. And I couldn't believe it. It was Saturday, man. 7:13, I believe.
Maybe it was. I can't see. Maybe was it late in the day then?
In the afternoon.
It's definitely not. I was definitely not at work.
Was
So
it
I
like
would have talked
4?
about it with coworkers.
So like 4, I think, or 5, maybe. Anyways, man.
Yeah. Sorry. Whatever.
Someone tried to kill Trump. I remember one of my first thoughts was like,
Oof. Smells coming.
I remember when he got elected in like 2016. Yeah. I remember thinking like somebody's gonna fucking assassinate him
Yeah. He was
because
just so
he's
hated.
just talking his shit so much. Like, you know, we've never had a president like that. I feel like that's just blatantly is just that much of an asshole, like to everyone, and just says whatever's on his mind.
Yeah.
And so I remember thinking that, and I remember being kind of shook that it didn't happen. You know, along the years.
Yeah. Well, I would see a lot of comments being like, "Where's all the like Where's all the people who used to assassinate? Where are they nowadays? Like, you
Yeah,
had
gnarly.
Lincoln.
There's been a lot. It's kind of crazy.
It's been a bit. It's good. I got Lincoln.
JFK.
JFK. Fuck. Sorry. Can't. I know one got shot, but he lived.
Ronald Reagan got shot and lived.
Nice.
You know that? I was talking to my grandparents.
I think there
yesterday
was
and they
one
told me
who
about
got like it was on camera and he got shot. It was a little older.
that. Look it up.
Like how many presidents have been attempted assassinated or attempted assassinated? I'm just a boy.
4 sitting presidents have been killed: Abraham Lincoln, James A. Garfield, William McKinley, John F. Kennedy.
Doesn't say anything about attempted.
Let me see. It doesn't say anything about that.
All right.
Anyways, there's been a couple. What a time to be alive, though. That was my second thought. Was holy shit. You
Yeah.
know? We
We keep
are alive
seeing-
for an attempted assassination on a president.
We keep seeing like some groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
Kendrick Lamar and Drake and
Drake getting leaked.
yeah, fuck.
That's probably bigger than this.
To be honest.
Literally. Bigger than the
Nice.
bullet.
There
you
you
know?
go. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it is. Like we could tell our kids, yeah, like I was alive when
Yeah.
DOJ.
And then immediately, everybody's like saying things, right? One, people are saying he just secured the presidency,
Yeah, I heard that.
which at first I was like, yeah, but like why, you know? And then I heard it broken down. And,
Was it the video we're watching together?
Yeah. And they were like, well, it shows that he's someone who's gonna like fight for you, you know? And,
Yeah, he
like,
said he's like this PR team's gonna go crazy.
even getting shot, like he literally moments later was like, took that crazy ass picture. And it's crazy because now you're seeing the real Trumpies come out. I've seen a lot of people like posting stories, reposting that like fist up, blood on the face picture, and I'm like, I didn't even know you were like into him like that, you know? I'm like, wow, really coming out of the closet.
Yeah, out the
But,
woodworks.
Yeah, there you go. And then I think most interesting of all is a lot of people are like, this does not seem right. Like something's off here. This seems like it was a setup. This seems like it was faked. There's all sorts of like conspiracy theories now. So I'm going to kind of talk about the facts here
Okay.
and just
The
you
facts
know,
brought to you by Chris
dissect-
Mariscal. That's a big statement.
I did do a lot of like research the first few days. I even downloaded Twitter, which I haven't been on Twitter for years. It's crazy because just being on Twitter in that short amount of time, I saw some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like some very graphic videos.
Twitter's not the same as it used to be.
It's, I got right the fuck
It's-
off
it's
there.
no man's land now.
Dude, it's nuts. But, okay. So, there's a lot of things that like, okay. in the defense of this was real,
Okay.
fully authentic, someone tried
Yeah, let's
to
go both
kill him,
sides
right?
here. Yeah, let's
So-
see this.
In that side, a fucking bystander got his brains blown out and died.
Jeez.
Okay. 2 others were shot in the crowd,
Injured.
injured. So that's pretty fucking gnarly.
Okay.
If it's a setup or like some kind of like inside operation,
someone dropped
like
the ball
if
if
the
it was a
government
setup.
set them up or whatever, it's like, yeah, you fucking killed innocent people. Which I'm sure that's part of the conspiracy is like these
They
people
didn't
are
care.
so gnarly that they don't care. Like it's just at any means necessary
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I think maybe it's like who set it up. If it was a setup on Trump, most unlikely
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think he'd do this. But maybe people are saying it's a setup on the other side.
There's a lot of different angles because like the deep state thing or whatever. It's like basically that it was like some like deep government like secret operation to like kill him or whatever.
Like the Illuminati.
Kind of.
Okay.
There's
the-
that. Or like what I thought people were saying at first was that like Trump set this up to make him look like badass. You know, it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, graze me in the ear with a fucking bullet, which that's bold. you
Yeah,
know?
that's
Which highly
impossible.
unlikely. But
The-
I think another angle
Mhm,
is
mhm.
like people are maybe thinking that he didn't even get shot in the ear, but like when he grabbed the
like
ear,
WWE.
that he like popped the ketchup packet in there real quick. Because that's what another thing people were commenting a lot was like the way he grabbed his ear is so sus. Like that ear grab is not fooling anybody type shit.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, damn, no way they're taking that angle, you know, like the pop in fake blood. But I'm like, you know, it's a theory. What else is there? I don't know. It's just also in the side of like this couldn't have been a setup is like the shooter fucking was like a young guy, died. Like,
Yeah.
no
Do you remember his name?
No way you're going on like a suicide mission, you know? I think his last name's Crooks. I forget the first name. But yeah, young guy, younger than us, which is
He's
crazy.
like 20, right?
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that age.
Which is interesting also. You talked about BlackRock, I believe, before. BlackRock?
Like the company?
Yeah, aren't they like behind like
Everything?
everything?
Yeah, like the...
He was in a BlackRock commercial back in the day.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Confirmed?
Yeah.
By Chris Merzgel?
Yeah, we could look it up if you want.
Jeez.
I don't know. You could look it up if you want.
I'm chill.
But he was in the
believe it.
commercial. It was like about like education or some shit, and it was him like in a classroom, like, bro, so close to his face, like it's definitely him.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
It's gnarly. I think it's just a coincidence, but crazy.
Yeah.
The thing I want to know is like the information on the shooter, you know, because I'm like
his
what?
background.
Like, what was his motive? Like, they haven't. I don't think they've released the motive.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his background? What were his political beliefs? Like,
Yeah.
all that. You know, I'm curious to know.
Because you see so much, it's just so much info.
The only thing I saw that was like confirmed is that like people who went to school with the shooter said that he was like an outcast and a loner,
Yeah, they all
they
are,
said.
aren't they?
which is like, damn, it's kind of like school shooter, like
Yeah.
common theme there, you know?
I think this is so bad to say, but I feel like at least if you're gonna go do like a murder kind of suicide mission, you know, maybe killing a politician isn't the worst thing, you know? Maybe allegedly, I'm just saying, don't use this against me.
I
But
don't
I'm saying like
know.
better than a child. There it is. There it is. Better. You can't go against that, right?
And Donald Trump at that. But
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. You
I
know?
think at the end of the day, it's just going to cause more like chaos though, don't you think?
Well, it is.
Or do you think it's like a sign like don't be a fucking asshole, you know?
I mean, maybe a
Or
little
don't
both.
be that crazy radical.
I think my perspective on maybe the repercussions if it was a successful or even since it was an attempted is that like, yeah, it's kind of cool or whatever that maybe it was someone you don't agree with and stuff like that, but there's going to get to a point where there's going to be someone that you do agree with and you
That
do
gets
want,
fucking
like
killed.
president, and
Yeah.
then he gets killed, and then you're like, no, you know, like it could get, you know, you see like assassinations all the time in like other countries where like, oh, this rising, what's it called? Rising, what is it? Someone who's running for office?
Candidate?
Yeah, rising candidate like gets murdered by the opposing party or gets
Yeah,
murdered by someone
fuck.
all the time before they even get to make it up. So it is kind of
Yeah.
a scary thought being like, oh, okay, yeah, like I said, it's all fine and dandy because he's very unliked, but eventually there's going to be someone you want to win, and then what, just because someone else doesn't like him, now he could kill him, you know?
Yeah, I was trying to imagine, like, in what ways would the United States change if it was successful, you know? Like, would it
What
become
president
more
is that sending?
normal, like, or more, like, maybe a little bit more expected or common
Or
for people to attempt it? You
Would
know?
it be like 9/11 where it's like, oh, it happened once and everything just went like totally like more secure?
But I feel like it's already, like, secure, which I want to get into that, too.
Yeah, 'cause I know
to me,
there's
that's
a
the most
lack of
interesting
security.
side of all of this is, like, fuck it, let's do it right now.
Yeah, go.
That's the most interesting like argument in the whole thing is there was this one guy who was there at the thing. He's wearing like a visor with fake Trump hair on it. And he was like, we were chilling like far away from the stage. Did you see the video I'm talking about?
Barely, but I've seen clips of it.
Yeah, he was at the rally, but he wasn't in like the crowd and stuff. He was way like far out, and they were just listening to Trump talk from like a distance, right?
Yeah, like you can't afford the tickets to the concert.
Exactly. And he was
Type shit.
near like the building that the shooter was on top of. And he was like, something's not fucking right here. He was like, we were standing there like listening to Trump and everything. We see this guy just walk up with a fucking rifle on his back. Literally just walk up to this building. He climbs a ladder that he like pre-placed there. That's a fact. That he had already had the ladder there.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
was like, how do you get it from the inside? But I guess from the outside, huh?
So he climbs up on the building, and he lays up there, and I guess it was several minutes of him and, like, there was a lot of people around him in that area by the building, and they're all yelling to the cops, like, there's a fucking guy up there with a gun. There's like cops walking around everywhere. And they're telling the cops, and like this guy's words in his interview, he was like, the cops are literally walking around like, huh? What? And they're just like looking clueless, like, what? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? You know? And then it was like several minutes that something like could have been done apparently, and nothing was done. And then fucking next thing you know,
That
like
happened.
shots are being fired and people are dead. And injured.
Yeah.
And so that's like a really interesting thing. And there's also like a video of basically like what that guy is talking about of people.
I heard it was
I'm
there,
gonna
like,
try to pull it up.
He's right there.
Yeah, you can see that.
And then immediately
you
it's
can see the
like-
guy.
yeah.
Like they're recording the fucking shooter getting up on the building and then like
Oh, I didn't see that one.
repositioning himself several times. Like he's getting like comfortable up there. It's crazy,
Drinking his fucking
dude.
tea.
And they're literally like, he's right there, you know? Let me pull it up here.
And when they shot him, did they shoot him with another sniper? Or did someone go up there and shoot him?
I believe the snipers took him out.
Yeah,
'Cause
see,
I
that
think
was...
I think pretty quickly he was dead.
That's
like,
crazy,
right
because
away.
it's like the snipers who shot him, how did they not see him before? Like here, like, let me scope the area.
Yeah. Okay, this is the one.
I'll lap it real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Lapped.
Okay.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. You see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
What's happening?
Fucking Trump.
There he is.
Oh, shit. It's crazy he didn't just, like, shoot.
Positioned again.
Yeah. I think the video's AI.
Dude.
That is awful.
Nuts.
Yeah, because that's like, what, 40 seconds? And that's
That was at
when they start
least, like-
recording him. Probably actually got up
And he
there.
hadn't even
and
shot
st-
yet, still.
Yeah,
You know?
and-
He repositioned himself twice up there. It was like getting comfortable, like, you know? Crazy.
And it wasn't that
So-
far from the stage, right?
400 feet, it said. So that's
I wonder how good that is
Four-
in, like, sniper terms. Like, how hard that is.
it's over a football field, right?
400 feet?
Football field is 300 feet, right? Because 100 yards. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, plus
Um,
the touchdown, plus the end zone.
So not super far, but, you know, a little bit of distance.
Pretty far, though, for a sniper.
Not really, I don't think, right?
Oh, I guess for a sniper now, sorry. But just pretty far in general.
But
I wonder how much
yeah, it
experience
makes
he
you, like-
had. You know?
Yeah, because he's 20 years old. So it's like,
Has he been shooting since
you
he
didn't
was a
have
kid?
time to have done like 4 years in the military at that point.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, you can't have crazy training. But yeah, maybe you have shot as a kid and stuff. I'm sure he probably had, but. So that's interesting, that perspective. Another thing that's interesting, which I was telling you, is there was like a statement from a police officer who was there. And I guess the cop had heard people like saying like, dude, the fucking guy's on the roof or whatever. And this cop's statement was like, when I heard everybody yelling and pointing and stuff, I ran to like the back side of the building. I climbed up, and as I was climbing up and getting myself on top of the building, the shooter saw the cop and turned around and started to aim his gun at him. So the cop fucking like let go and fell to the ground.
Yeah.
And then the shooter focused on towards Trump.
Yeah, quickly.
And then that's when the shots were like fired, is what from what I understand. So that's interesting, and it makes me like think, okay, maybe that's why he missed. But also, it's like
He missed.
who knows how much like experience he has, how accurate of a shot he is.
I'm surprised for if knowing that he's so lucky right now to be up there. If it wasn't staged or planned or whatever.
Yeah,
That he didn't just get up there and do the damn thing right away and just
you
start
would
going
think,
ballistic.
you know?
Like the fact that he's like taking his time, it's like,
yeah, he like positioned
Yeah,
a
it's
few
like-
times.
I get it. Like to do a sniper's job, you probably have to have like, it has to probably be pretty, locked and loaded good. But still, like some sense of urgency there. Yeah.
They're saying it's the closest building to Trump that was unsecured by the Secret Service, which is like kind of crazy because it's not that fucking far away. Like it's definitely
It's
a
like, how does
sniper
he
distance,
know,
you know? It's like
That's
gnarly.
interesting.
But I've seen a map of it, and it looks like it's like the only fucking building besides the ones that are right next to him. Like I said, it's like the closest one. But the other, it's the closest one that was like not secured. But like the only ones that were secured were like right fucking behind him. So it's like obviously, you know. But it's just crazy, man. It's like, how do you even walk up with a gun on you? You know, you would think they'd be super fucking thorough. But again, he's not the president, so it's kind of like.
But he was a former president.
True. I guess that does add a lot of
Yeah, he's not
there.
just a candidate. He's like the former. Like, he's a billionaire. I mean, even him himself, his personal security.
Yeah, you're right. And he's a pretty fucking, like, infamous president.
I feel like, though, like,
you know?
assassinating people seems pretty easy in a sense.
What do you mean?
No, like, I mean, like, these public conferences, these public parades, these public, like, everything public. It's like.
And a lot of people there are fucking maniacs as it is. So
like, they're not, like, I'm sure to get in a little bit closer, you might have to get patted down or whatever.
I wonder.
But I'm like, like JFK, right? He got shot when he was driving through a bunch of people, a crowd. What was even the event for that? I don't even know.
I don't know. Some sort of like parade.
Obviously, they're not patting down everyone and stuff like that. So it's like, the guy could just get a pistol.
Yeah, I wonder if they are. And it's kind of ironic that it's like the Republican Party because, you know, obviously they're very like pro-guns and all this shit.
Yeah, I think it was.
And then you get fucking shot, so.
Was it a sniper or was it AR-15?
I've seen mixed shit about that. I think it's like alleged that it was an AR-15 because I saw Biden is trying. He just like put out a thing like we need to ban AR-15s. Yeah. And so yeah, man. And also, I'm sure you've probably seen this video. I don't want to smell that, but probably inevitable. Oh God. You've probably seen this one. Jesus, that's so bad.
Sorry.
So this is a different angle where you can see the Secret Service guy on top of the building behind Trump, and you can see him looking in the direction of the shooter. And if you look at the map, it's like he definitely was looking in the direction of the shooter. So there's this one. So to me, like what looks weird here, I'm no sniper, right? I'm no sniper.
You're not anything.
I'm no shooter. I've shot guns several times, but like I'm terrified of them.
Yeah.
But you're watching the guy, right? And he's looking directly in the fucking direction from what we can see. And right before the shots are fired, he looks away from the scope and just looks with his bare eyes in the direction.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, if I'm assuming at that point he's probably hearing shit like in his earpiece, like there's a fucking guy or
him.
People are yelling or something, you know? So it's like, why are you even taking your fucking eyes off of the scope, you know?
My only guess.
Like, are you trying to get a farther
like
scan real quick or like what the fuck? You
yeah,
know?
my only guess would be like to get this, he might need like to get a more accurate sighting. He needs to do this like 2-eye thing. I have no idea.
I do think the roof was slightly like an A kind of, not like an A-frame, but like it was slanted and in the middle came to kind of like a spine.
And that's where the sniper was, like
and
over
so
the hill.
Maybe it was a little bit hard to see over the hump like
so like
that,
maybe he had to go
like if the guy can see Trump,
yeah,
it's kind of hard to imagine that guy with the sniper couldn't see the shooter. You know?
Yeah,
like
that was probably the shooter that killed him right away, huh?
I think so. I'm assuming.
It's pretty gnarly.
But it is crazy because the sniper, the shooter, like the assassinator, he got off, I think they said like 11 or 12 shots. It was pretty crazy. It's like he was spamming that bitch, you know? But
it's likely that no more than one person died,
It is fucking nuts because there's an entire crowd of people behind him. You know?
It's like...
Which one guy did get hit in the head and fucking died instantly, they
so
said.
Sad.
It is fucked.
You better get a good compensation pack.
I know. It's like somebody's got to be getting some kind of money. But I don't know. It's like... Do you? Like, it's not like you're at a fucking Walmart. Like you're at a Trump rally.
But there's got to be... There's
like,
got to be some sort of
like,
security, like...
I feel like it's just
like
go at your own risk kind of thing.
No, like that makes sense for the people who didn't get harmed. Like I don't think they're gonna sue.
You pay to get in? You don't pay to get in, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because it's like
it's a rally.
I feel like if you're not paying, then it's like you kind of just showing up. You know?
I think it's
so
for like the most
gonna...
part. Like if you didn't get hurt, whatever. Yeah, it's your own risk. But I feel like you get killed. Like that's like even at an NBA game, like I feel like you get killed because there's a shooter. I feel like the
That's
family's got to
different.
get something.
But you're at a fucking NBA game. Like here, you're just watching fucking Donald Trump talk. You know, outside in public.
Yeah, like you're
Payment
saying,
free.
like maybe like if there was a pastor just doing
Like
a
if you
speech.
go to a Lakers game, like that's like the Lakers organization hosting the event. Like you
They're
pay to get in,
hosting.
you're under their control.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Like
I guess
you
I don't
have
know.
an expectation with NBA games and their security measures as well.
I don't know.
I do feel like no matter what, you're getting killed. Like someone should be getting money.
I think something else that's fishy here.
Visit the salmon.
Just from my perspective is like, if I'm Donald Trump, I'm getting the fuck out of there immediately. Like I'm dropping to the floor, and once I hear the bullets stop, I'm sprinting, or probably once I hear them say like you're good, I'm dipping.
Because I think he got up once they said like shoot her dead, shoot her
Did
dead.
they? Okay, that makes a little more sense. But like,
Or shoot her down.
I just can't believe how long he fucking stood there.
Yeah.
And then still did the PR like
Yeah.
shot of him saying fight, you know.
Yeah. To the fucking crowd.
Like,
and
bro,
it's
I'd be
that's just so funny.
I'd be scared to death. Like, no fucking way I'm sticking around and standing on that goddamn stage. And he's looking for his shoes. He's like, let me get my shoes first. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude,
Who cares?
run. Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you doing? No shoes. I'm out of there. I'm gone.
Yeah.
One last thing I wanted to show about this.
What do you think of the picture?
Gnarly.
It's pretty crazy, huh?
It's people are saying it's hard. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
One thing that's fucking nuts, right, that people are pointing out as well is, sorry, I'm trying to rewind this. Hold on here. So look at the people in the back and tell me if you notice anything peculiar.
Is the one girl recording?
It's definitely the girl recording is acting weird, people are pointing out. But another thing is the guy in the fucking fedora to the left
Yeah.
doesn't even duck, doesn't even flinch, nothing.
Really?
Watch. Bro,
That motherfucker
not a
is gone.
single,
What the hell? He's just like,
not a single flinch.
yeah.
He probably didn't even blink.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he was looking down, and the shots start, and he looks up slowly, and just looks around. Doesn't even fucking flinch, doesn't bend his knees, nothing.
That's crazy.
So crazy. The guy next to him, too, he didn't even duck.
What are you doing in the crowd scenario?
I'm hitting the fucking floor.
Yeah.
So fast.
I'm grabbing someone and using them as cover.
You probably would. I wouldn't doubt that.
I think I'd use you
Like
as
you'd be
cover.
Dude, I'd hit the floor so fast. I don't
Yeah.
understand these fucking guys. Like, some of
I'd
the
be
people
so
are like,
tight.
I thought it was fireworks. And I'm like, maybe, but like, everybody's ducking, bro. Like, and you see Trump, like, and then hit the floor. It's like, I'm hitting the fucking
Secret
floor.
Service
you
is
know?
covering them. Like, you can tell. Like, okay, maybe the
Exactly.
first 2 seconds, but after 5, you're like,
You
okay,
didn't
this
duck
is
one
serious.
time. Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is fucking going on?
I do think like nowadays everything's a conspiracy, so it is kind of hard. Like I think that's why I didn't look into it too much. Is like it kind of gets overwhelming. Like being like, what am I gonna even listen to? And like, no, everyone has like something they're saying about it, and like every news outlet, and it's like Jesus. Like we'll
Just
just
say,
even when you get the truth, no one believes it. Even when you don't get the truth, like someone wants to state the facts. It's like either way does it like even matter?
I was gonna say that you could have a conspiracy about anything these days, you know.
Yeah.
And the JFK one's like a huge one still, you know.
Yeah. Like as much
Who knows
as
what
I
to believe? Like you're just gonna kind of torture yourself a little bit.
It just sucks because it's like as much as I like as much as interesting as it sounds for any conspiracy, but let's just go like that it was staged, right?
Mhm.
Either way, that Trump staged it or not staged, sorry, planned.
Yeah.
Either that like Trump planned it to make him look good, or the other side to like kill them and like kill him and get rid of him, right? It's like yeah, that's cool. Like and maybe something that's possible. But it's just like I don't know, I'll just never know. Like, you know? Like you're just how are you gonna find out?
Yeah. You probably won't. You know?
Yeah.
Ever.
I'm just tired of it. Like I'm just
So-
tired of like just not knowing sometimes.
Yeah.
Like or just not getting one answer. You know, I fucking hate that shit. That's why I like the real news no bullshit. Like
Yeah.
just
Because they're
just
like,
being
this is what we know.
Yeah, this
Confirmed.
is updated. Whatever, confirmed. Like they're not, you know, and it's like, or sometimes they'll even update and be like, we're wrong or something. You know, it's like stuff like that. It's like Jesus, like, you know,
Yeah.
Like everyone's just gonna spin it into the narrative they want. I remember one of my the someone I work with, and he's older, and this other coworker who's like, he's older too, but he's a little younger, but he knows that this older guy is like pretty Republican and like whatever.
So the guy that says, I don't always tell you, but when I tell you what?
No. But he was, the younger guy was like, hey, so I don't know what he meant by this. He's like, did you buy any of that Trump stock? I don't know if it meant because it's like going to go up because like this or whatever.
Oh, or did you
Anyways,
believe?
but he was just kind of being like, oh yeah, like what did you think about the shooting and stuff? And he's like, I told you. He's like, they were going to try to kill him. And I was like, they're Biden and them, they're going to try to fucking kill him. He's like, I've been saying it since like 2016, you know, like they're going to kill his ass. And he's like, yep, that was a planned job. Like they want to get rid of him, you know, just so crazy. I mean, like maybe, you know, but still like just crazy, you know. And another thing, one of the maintenance guys I was talking to, like as I was leaving, he was like, oh yeah, I was working. So I was leaving and then no, that was the next day.
When he says they tried to kill him, who's he talking about?
Probably just, I don't know, fucking liberals. I don't know.
Because it can mean, it can mean
I
like
mean,
liberals,
anyone who
or
just,
he could mean like conspiracy,
like the
government
higher
or
ups
whatever.
or something.
Yeah.
Either or, probably both. One of the guys was like, yeah, my wife was in SAC when that happened, and he's like, if he would have got assassinated, I would have told my wife to come home. And I was like, why? And he's like, because everyone would have just rioted. Like he's like, you don't know like what would have happened if he died, like the public reaction. And I was like, that was another thing that about the assassination that maybe would have been bad is like,
true, yeah.
like you know how many like far right people or whatever would be just up in arms about it and like doing shit in the city and all these Instagram posts probably being like, we're gonna show them and all this.
Yeah.
Like you just never know what's gonna happen, and then like the reaction. Like either like the super far left or just other people being like celebrating or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the clash, like it would have been pretty chaotic.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Why are you laughing? Just imagining.
It's just crazy. Yeah.
Like imagine that like scenario, you know, like
It's
that
just,
clash.
Yeah. It's crazy because we live in California, but there's so many fucking like far right, you know, people like in our area, but just in California in general still like. I think people, like, obviously we are a more liberal state, but there's a lot of fucking, you know, Trumpies.
And
People would be outraged for
just
sure.
anything too. Like I feel like even Biden's death would be like a crazy reaction. Like anything nowadays is like a crazy reaction, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine like because the election is going to come up, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you predict the reaction is going to be if Trump wins? Like in terms of like action, like people doing stuff.
Like things that will change, you mean?
No, like in terms of like, do you think there'll be like clashes and
wasn't there riots in 2016 when he won?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I remember there were fucking riots like everywhere. Especially like colleges and stuff. I'm sure there'll probably be riots again. I don't know about riots, but definitely like, you know, marches and shit.
Yeah, like public outrage a little bit.
I think we're just gonna have like 4 more years of people posting on like you know, reposting stories all the time of like Trump shit, you know.
Yeah, you just
remember that was all it was for like
so much in the news for so long.
Yeah, it's just like Trump.
everything, every clip. Okay, what do you think if he loses?
It's hard to imagine him
do
losing.
Do you think it'd be worse?
I just feel like he's gonna fucking win, you know.
I think, yeah, because I just think like Biden just hasn't done anything. Like,
yeah,
I'm saying,
I don't
like,
think he's.
I don't care. Like, I don't know administrative wise, in a sense, too much.
Yeah.
Besides, like maybe like the Ukraine stuff and how he's handling all that stuff. Like that's one of the bigger ones. The Ukraine and I think border is like the biggest things I've ever seen about him. But it's just his public appearance.
Dude,
what
anything
what
he
does he
says-
have? Like, you know, what does he have?
It's gnarly. I was talking to my grandparents yesterday, both in their 90s, by the way, talking about like Trump almost getting shot and all this shit. And they
How
were
was that?
like,
What were they saying?
They're just like, it's fucking crazy, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're just like, they don't like Trump. They're like, he's not a nice dude. My grandma, she's like, he's not a nice man. She's like, so I won't vote for him. Oh, your mom's calling. But
Tell me earlier.
answer it.
No, I'm gonna call it.
Okay, but yeah, they just think it's crazy. They think both of them are just like fucked because it's just, where I started with this is that my grandparents are both in their 90s, and when we're talking about Joe Biden, they're like, he's too old, man. They're like, he's too old. He looks like he's struggling, you know. And I'm like he does. When you hear him talk, it's like fuck. Like every other sentence is like you're scared he's not gonna finish it.
Yeah, you're
And
holding
there's
your
a lot
breath
of things
a
he
little bit.
says where he's like, you don't really know what he's trying to say, and you're like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
So that's absolutely alarming, and I just I can't believe how there's not like a different Democratic candidate.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
fact they didn't
What the
get
fuck?
someone else.
Yeah, what the hell, you know? So that's crazy, but I don't know.
Be interesting for sure, huh? When is the elections
I
this
think
year,
it's in
right?
November usually, right?
And you find out in November?
I think so.
That'll be an interesting.
It's gonna be nuts, man.
Good for the podcast, I guess.
I guess so.
Good cookbaits, huh?
Yeah, a lot of political shit lately, huh?
Yeah, in a sense.
Can we watch this one current event?
Yeah, and then we'll call
And
it.
then we'll call it. It's a fun one, kind of, for us.
Everything's fun when you're on the couch. Oh, that's our. Oh,
Okay. Oh, wait. Sorry. I want to watch this on YouTube. If you want to lap in just a second.
We should go name these laps.
Okay. So just listen to this.
Oh, I did.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
All right. We're going to listen together then. We're going to listen to this national anthem that was sung at the Major League Baseball All-Star game a few days ago.
With broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed.
Smirk.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof to
They're both calling me. Hello?
the night that our flag was still there.
It's the endings.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and
That was my favorite.
of the brave.
Gnarly, because like you can tell that she has a really good voice. But
Yeah.
it's like the subtle, like most of the moments were subtle, but then there was a few big ones where it's like, okay, why is she dragging this out
Yeah.
so long? And like it's just like so unorthodox. And yeah, her voice is cracking and stuff.
Just-
And what?
Did you see that she like tweeted about it?
Yeah, so she posted today
Yeah.
on her Instagram, probably her Twitter too. And it says this. It's a picture with text on it. It says, I'm not going to bullshit y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to MLB, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun. XO Ingrid. Her name is Ingrid Andress.
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough. Couldn't be me. I was seeing a video on it, and I didn't get to finish it because I really wanted to. It was like a 1 minute clip.
Yeah.
They were talking about it, like some like sportscasters. And it finished off where it was like, well, if she was drunk, like, I've met plenty of artists who fucking still, like, they're drunk and they still go
drunk.
ham, you know?
True. That's a good point.
But I didn't get to finish what they ended up, like, concluding, you know, their thoughts on it. But
I heard, a similar clip where he was more saying, like, I hope she's not using the drunk excuse to try to just excuse that she fucked up.
yeah.
Because he was like, if you just fucked up, you should just own it, and everybody be like, oh, okay. you know?
Especially saying you're gonna go to rehab. That's big.
But the drunk, he's like, but the drunk thing is like, I think people would be more disappointed, like you went out there drunk, you know, it's rather than like if you just said like I fucked up, you know, my bad.
Yeah.
So that's why she's kind of getting criticized for that. But
You remember the Fergie one?
no, was it the Super Bowl one?
No,
The halftime show?
that
Or
was the. I think it was the All-Star for the NBA.
Oh, she did. What did she do?
A bad national anthem.
Oh, really?
You don't remember that one? That was
Oh,
big.
and they're all like,
Yeah, they were
Yeah, I
actually
remember that. I
laughing.
remember
They
that.
were all laughing.
yeah,
you
it was
know?
Golden. I
Like,
remember Golden State. Like the whole team was like,
Yeah, it might have been the All-Star, but there was a lot of Golden State, so it might have been like
Damn.
the finals or something.
what I was thinking about was it was the halftime show for the Super Bowl by the Black Eyed Peas because people were shitting on that and saying it was trash.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
man, I love the Black Eyed Peas. You know.
Yeah, they're interesting too. Okay.
Anyways, pretty gnarly. Not something you see every day.
No, not something you hear every day.
I feel like every time I've either like, well, I guess you don't really see the national anthem on TV too much, right? Sometimes, but I think in person, whenever I hear the national anthem, I always like hold my breath because I'm like, God, imagine they fuck up in front of this whole stadium right now. You know,
Oh, wow, I don't even
like,
think like
so
that.
much pressure.
Yeah.
I always think about that. I'm
I
like,
think it's a lot of pressure.
I'm, like nervous for them, you know. But then it's like they probably do this a lot. Like they're
Dude,
probably used to performing, you know.
That song I feel like is not easy to sing either. Right? Like the notes seem pretty gnarly.
Yeah, and those long ones. Well, I mean, you don't have to make them long, but most people do add their own little flair.
Yeah.
and, like
I like that. I like how we've heard it like
yeah,
so
you
many
never know
times
how
that.
to-
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? But
They're having like ad libs on it.
oh, I wanted to have
National.
I wanted to have the lyrics up when we were watching it because for a second I thought she like mixed up like verses kind of,
Yeah.
but I don't think she did. I think people would have been talking about that
People would
more.
have called it out like, oh, maybe she was drunk.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
crazy though.
we live in strange times, huh?
We are, aren't we? What time?
Strange times, but stranger people.
You get scared sometimes. You're like, what's next? You know, our presidents are getting shot at.
I think like
Fucking national anthems are drunk.
I just get a little like I just have to live for so long,
Right?
You know?
Like, we have so much more of this.
I'm like,
you know, knock on wood. It's like,
I have another
at what point
50,
does all
60
chaos
years.
ensue?
Yeah, like the probability of like something pretty bad or crazy happening that actually involves me is high.
Like, when does a nuclear missile get sent overseas?
Yeah.
You know?
A war,
That's
even just like a
nice.
tragedy. Like, when is something gonna happen in like San Francisco that's huge?
Like a nuclear facility blows up.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I don't think they have those. But like, you know, like something, yeah, like just something like a maybe even just like a crazy ass explosive that just takes out one building. Like, it's pretty close to home. I don't think much is gonna happen in Modesto.
Can I tell the story real quick?
A story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think you knew about somewhat. After I graduated high school, I was on the cross country team briefly for Modesto Junior College, and we would meet every day right next to like our coach's office, which was right next to the pool, like the swimming pool. And we would run every day of the week except for Sunday. So we'd fucking meet there like all those days in the morning at like 6 a.m., right? It's awful. And it was like a few weeks into like the summer training, and it was a Sunday morning. And the thing, there's like a mechanism that holds like the chemicals for the pool next to the pool, like in this little pool building. And it fucking exploded.
Oh yeah.
And it was like all like in the local news, like MJC pool building explodes.
Our classes got canceled, I think, or something.
Fragments like shot everywhere, surrounding areas. Gnarly. Yeah, I think classes did get canceled, and it was like it was at first it didn't seem like a big deal, but then when you started to hear about like the witnesses and stuff, and like my grandparents live like close-ish to that area, but like pretty fucking far away. But they said their windows were like rattling from the explosion. Not just like they heard it. Their fucking windows were rattling. And I'm like, bro, they're far away. Like,
Yeah, at least a couple blocks.
for sure. And so it's so crazy because I'm like, dude, we meet like where we meet and wait for everybody and start the run from 50 feet from that building. And there's like chunks in the parking lot and shit, and windows were like broken at the college and stuff. And then I remember our coach talking, and he was like, if we were fucking here that day, he's like, there would have been body bags. And I was like, holy shit, you know, like that made me really realize.
Or the swimming
wow,
team.
you know?
That is the
Yeah,
craziest
true.
part of them. They would have all died.
True, because it's in the middle of summer. I'm sure that's when they start training. Like,
Yeah.
because I think it's in the fall.
That could have been a lawsuit.
Or water polo, I think, is in the fall. But anyways, it's like, Jesus, fuck. That was crazy. Anyways.
Have you ever seen this one video? Sorry, real quick. It's in somewhere. Because no one ever says like the site. But it's like this crazy ass explosion. Then it's like a cloud. And then it just like.
Oh, and then it gets to them. It's like,
Yeah, and it's huge though. It was like.
yeah, like they're just watching and it's silent. And then it's like,
Yeah. I wonder
yeah.
if I could find
I've seen a
it
few
real
of those,
quick.
man. Are they like kind of on a rooftop?
Yeah,
Or, like, a
yeah.
balcony kinda? Yeah, gnarly, man. It's crazy. Yeah, you see the like wave coming towards you of dust, and then it's like so loud, and then the camera's like just gets like shaky, and then it goes on the floor probably.
Imagine being in like the
War zone.
it was like the Boston Marathon. That was a crazy ass
Jesus,
explosion too,
man.
right?
Yeah, you just never know, dude. It's scary.
That one seems.
Do you have to scan in a lot at your work, like to get to different parts of the building? Do you have to scan?
Yeah, we had like yeah, you do your badge.
Me
The only
too.
thing is like if you follow someone. Oh, there it is. I think it's this one.
Yeah, my building at work, it's like to get into like each like area of the building, you have to scan, which makes me feel kind of safe.
Oh, there it is. This one.
Oh fuck. Jesus.
I guess we were saying he was like pretty smart for doing the water one, but
And
that
you
like
see the water like even go like rough on the surface.
this one is I think that for sure. Look how far they are.
Boom.
Like how is not
Oh, the
everyone
baby.
dead? But I don't think like I think a lot of people died, but it wasn't as crazy as it looks. But I think it was pretty deadly still. But like, look how big.
Jesus, the sound is crazy. I think like one of the things that's really dangerous in that situation is the air is being like pushed at you so violently
Yeah.
that it can like fuck up your lungs, like because it goes into your lungs so fast. I think it can cause your lungs to like implode.
Jesus. And like, how would you
Explode.
insta deaf right there?
True. Yeah, I thought about that too with those people. Fuck.
Yeah, like you're
Like that was loud as hell on your phone, you know? So it's like,
and far. Imagine the people that were
Yeah.
next to it. It's like,
yeah, you're fucked. I was filling up gas today after work, and I
Yeah.
was like, what if this thing just fucking exploded right now?
yeah.
Like literally the gas pump could just like,
I think about it every time I put gas because it always leaks a little bit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what if it just like caught?
yeah.
You know, I remember just recently, like a week ago, like a lot leaked. Like I guess I had a lot before, so
Damn.
when I put it in, like 8 drops actually went out instead of like the normal like 3 or
Yeah.
2. And I was like, Jesus. I
Yeah.
was like, what if it just like, you know?
Yeah, I think that too, because I'm like, it drops on the ground like every time.
Yeah.
Every single person that uses the pump probably has like a few
There's an
drops
oil
come out.
stain.
So it's like
on the same
imagine
spot.
like something, just a little spark on the ground right there.
Yeah.
The whole place is going up in flames.
Or like, I don't know if this is possible because I feel like they would make the material not this, but isn't like metal on metal? If it's like a spark, it's probably not, right? It's like probably like aluminum on something.
I would hope they're like really careful. But well, imagine you drop the
Yeah, that's
the
the same.
nozzle on the ground, and yeah, it sparks.
But I'm sure it's made out of something that's like so hard
Not
to spark.
sparky.
But it feels like it.
I remember I saw this video once too, where I think it was like, it was a lady, and I'm sure she like hated this person or was an ex-boyfriend or something. But she was like, she filled up the car. She had like a red gas can, and she's filling up like the inside of the car with the gas, and she like, I think either threw a match in or got a lighter and threw it in, and it, dude, like just that little amount of gas, like when she threw it in, it was like boof, and it like, she got flung like onto the ground and like far away, you know?
Why'd
It's
you do
crazy.
that?
It was just like a small amount of gas that she lit, and it like flew her, dude. It was crazy.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know, but
Like, was it purposeful? Like,
yeah, she's
Like
trying to
she-
set the car on fire.
oh,
She's pouring gas inside the car, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Alright.
just crazy to see that, how powerful just a small amount could be.
Like gas
Anyways.
leaks in your house. Okay. See you guys. Well, hope you enjoyed that one. We'll see you on 113, I guess. This is 112, but we'll see you at 113.
All right,
All right. Peace, guys.
peace.
Nice. Good one.
Nice.
Nice.